Tonight's video is not just scary, it's disturbing. These are 4 true scary stories based on real experiences people still struggle to talk about. No monsters, no jump scares, just real fear. The kind that stays with you long after the video ends. Watch till the end, because the last story will seriously mess with your mind. These are the kind of stories people remember at night, when the lights are off and the room is quiet. Moments that felt small at first, but later turned into something they could never explain. Every story you're about to hear comes from someone who thought it was nothing, until it was too late. Some of these events happened in ordinary places: bedrooms, empty roads, quiet houses. Places you've been 1,000 times before, and that's what makes them terrifying, because these stories don't feel like fiction. They feel possible. So listen carefully, don't get comfortable, and whatever you do, don't watch this alone in the dark. This happened to a boy named Ali when he was in the 8th grade, an age where fear still feels raw and imagination hasn't yet learned where to stop. Ali lived in a modest 2-story house. Nothing about it was unusual. White walls, narrow staircase, old wooden doors that creaked even when the wind was strong. That night, his parents had gone out of town for a family wedding. They asked Ali to stay with relatives. He refused. He wanted to prove he was old enough to stay alone. At first, everything felt normal. He ate dinner while watching TV, scrolled through his phone, and locked the main door before heading to bed. The house felt empty, but not threatening. Just quiet. Too quiet. At exactly 2 a.m., Ali woke up suddenly. Not because of a dream, not because of noise outside, but because of a sound inside the house. A slow, heavy sound. Scrap. It sounded like a chair being dragged across the floor. Ali sat up in bed, his heart instantly racing. The sound was coming from upstairs. He told himself it was nothing. Wood expands. Old houses make noise. That's normal. Then it happened again. Scrap! Longer this time, followed by something worse. A door opening. Ali froze completely. His room was downstairs. No one else was supposed to be in the house. He grabbed his phone, turned on the flashlight, and slowly stepped into the hallway. Each step felt heavier than the last. The staircase creaked under his feet as he climbed. The sound had stopped. When he reached the top, he saw the guest room door. It was closed. Ali reached out and tried the handle. Locked from the inside. He knocked. No answer. He stood there for nearly a minute, listening. Nothing. Eventually, fear overtook curiosity. Ali ran back to his room and didn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next morning, when his parents returned, he told them everything. They laughed, until they tried to open the door. The lock wouldn't budge. His father broke it open. The room was empty. No chair, no disturbance, no sign anyone had ever been there. Except for the wall, written in black ink, shaky but clear. You heard me last night. Ali never slept alone in that house again. Story 2, the last phone call, expanded. This story comes from an actual police report, but the emotional details were later shared by the woman herself. She was driving home after a late shift. The road was nearly empty. Streetlights passed by like slow blinks. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She almost ignored it. But something made her answer. She said hello. Silence. Then a man's voice whispered, "Someone is behind you." She laughed nervously and hung up, assuming it was a prank. 10 seconds later, the phone rang again. Same number. She answered, annoyed. This time the voice sounded panicked, breathing fast. "Check your back seat." Her stomach dropped. She looked in the rearview mirror. Nothing. She pulled over anyway and called the police. When officers arrived, they searched the car. At first, they found nothing. Then one officer checked the trunk. Inside was a man, alive, curled up. The phone that made the calls fell out of his pocket. He had been inside the car for hours. Waiting. Story 3, Don't Look Back, expanded. The boy was walking home after tuition classes. It was past 10 p.m. The streetlights flickered. Shops were closed. That's when he heard footsteps, slow, measured, behind him. He sped up. So did the footsteps. Then a voice whispered, "If you don't turn around, I'll let you go." He ran. The next morning, another boy was found dead on the same road. Witnesses said he turned around. Story 4, the mirror incident, expanded. This is the story people regret hearing. A teenage girl liked joking in front of her mirror. Every night she would ask, "Is anyone there?" One night the mirror replied, "Yes." She turned on the light. Her reflection smiled. She didn't. The next morning she was gone. Written on the mirror, "You asked if someone was here.